ADRIEN BRONER called Mayweather's company Hate Weather Promotions. Mayweather had some strong comments on FightHype.com, basically attacking Broner in the sense of his felony charges that he's facing in Cincinnati, saying his nickname is the problem. I think he has a lot of problems. ADRIEN BRONER was just an alcoholic 6 months ago. One thing I'm trying to find out about ADRIEN BRONER: is he a boxing promoter? Is he a rapper? Is he a porn star? Or is he a gangster? The problem that he really needs to focus on is his problem in Cincinnati. He's nothing but the problem, ADRIEN BRONER. Well, after Broner's knockout win over Ashley Theophane on Friday night, Broner was quick to call out Mayweather.
I come from the streets, the trenches, man. From the bottom, from nothing. I'm talking about water and cornflakes. I come from nothing. And I will never let a man disrespect me like that. So he gotta see me. I don't care if we spar or we fight. Let's get it on.
Broner turned himself in today in Cincinnati to face felony assault and aggravated robbery charges. Stephen A., what do you make of Broner calling Mayweather out?
Well, first things first, he's got to deal with the real problems that he's facing right now, which are the legal issues that you highlighted. That's a given because there's no guarantee. We don't know how innocent or guilty he is with all of that, so he's got that to deal with. But strictly as it pertains to him calling out Mayweather, I got to admit to you, Skip, I was utterly disgusted. And here's why. I'm sitting there saying to myself, where was all of this when Mayweather was fighting? You got to understand something that I've always said about ADRIEN BRONER. Skip Bayless, ADRIEN BRONER, if focused, is a very, very gifted fighter. He could make some noise. He played around, didn't take his training seriously, even though he beat Paulie Malignaggi. Then he went into the ring against Marcos Maidana, got dropped twice, okay? Talking, but got hit, body shots, left hooks, dropped them, okay? Then he loses to Sean Porter. And, Skip, I'm here to make the argument to you that the primary reason ADRIEN BRONER has 2 losses on his resume is because he plays around and doesn't take the profession seriously. This is a 4-time world champion. Skip Bayless, his brother is big time if he came to the ring and brought his A game. But what stood out with me is that I remember when Mayweather was about to fight Canelo Alvarez and ADRIEN BRONER came to see him. ADRIEN BRONER that particular night, he wasn't fighting, Mayweather was fighting. We understand that. He was months removed from his upcoming fight. Go back to that footage, watching him walk into the dressing room of Mayweather before the fight. The brother had a pot belly. You got to take it seriously, man. You can't be about the business of playing around, taking opponents for granted in a sport where they have a license to assault you. So to me, you've been spending so much time being friends with Mayweather, looking up to him as your big brother. Talking about AB ain't about ADRIEN BRONER, it's about billions. That's what AB is supposed to stand for and how you making money, etc., etc. You could have used that opportunity instead of befriending your big brother to really separate yourself from him because you wanted to go after him so you could have that big money fight. Now that Mayweather's retired, you want to talk about it now? It seems like he's a bit late to the party. And it's a shame because to me, I'm telling you, if ADRIEN BRONER was somebody that was as focused as he needed to be, fight in, fight out, committed to being in tip-top shape. The brother's skills are big time. He can flat out fight when he wants to bring it. The problem is you never know what you can trust. He was active this past Friday night. Many other fights, he's not throwing that many punches per round. The activity isn't up there. He doesn't seem to be in tip-top shape sometimes. He doesn't seem to be deathly focused. And that, to me, is the problem because I looked at this and I'm like, who the hell wants to hear that from you now? I wanted to hear that from you when you were busy being Floyd's friend instead of doing everything you could to get into the ring with them. So to me, it's a bit too late to the party. Maybe Floyd and him conspired and, they're trying to do this as a promotional thing so Floyd can ultimately come back. But I'm not buying that. I just think that ADRIEN BRONER was legitimately upset. He was right to be upset with Floyd. But at the same time, he's a bit too late to the party on this one. I wish he had this attitude when Floyd was fighting. So maybe he could have fought Floyd instead of Andre Berto last year.
I hear everything you just said, but I'm sorry, Stephen A. Smith. I got no sympathy for anybody involved in any of this. This is one long, sad story. And look, I know what you're saying about Adrien Broner. He did have talent. He did have potential, but he lost to Maidana, and it was back in 2013, and he lost to Sean Porter in 2015, and he's on the way down. Now he stands accused of assaulting and robbing a guy. Really? It came to that? So why last week would Floyd Mayweather Jr. stoop to shame Adrien Broner at this point? Why would he go so far as to publicly shame him by calling him out for his alcoholism? And then, is he a promoter? When Molly was reading this, I was laughing because
it was quite a laundry list.
Quite a list. I don't need to go through it again. But it got all the way down to porn star and gangster. Like, who is he? Well, we don't know because we don't really care at this point, because he's on the way down. And I hope I'm wrong about this, but he might be on his way out of the boxing, world at this point. So he had just beaten Ashley Theophane. He'd given him his 7th loss, and poor Adrien has to stand in the ring with the microphone in his hand with Floyd ringside and say, I'm a man. I came up the hard way on water and cornflakes. And I get it. I get it. It was sad to watch it. It made me cringe to watch him because, man, he was pouring his guts out because he had been shamed publicly. And it came to the point where, as a man, he wanted to fight Floyd. If Floyd had said, okay, let's go right now, and jumped in the ring, I think he would have fought him right then and there. Take the gloves off, just fist fight him right there, because his pride had been scorched by Floyd Mayweather Jr. publicly. And I'm not sure why Floyd would do that to somebody who's on his way down and out. I don't get it.
Let me say this also. I'm just talking about as a boxing fan. As a man, Floyd went too far with that. Floyd was wrong. Floyd should not have done that.
Thank you.
There's a few things that Floyd has said about a few people that he shouldn't say. The level of cruelty at times that he's displaying. I'm not absolving Floyd from that, not by any stretch of the imagination. And there have been times in the past where I've asked Floyd flat out, is that necessary?
Yep.
Do you have to do that? I mean, you got your money, you've got your career, you've done what you've done. Do you got to shame brothers like that?
Yeah.
There have been times, there's no doubt about that. I can't defend that. I ain't trying to defend that with Floyd. But my problem with Adrien is that you talking about you want to get at him, because you're a man and he shamed you. And I'm like, there have been plenty of opportunities that you could have had to get at him.
For real.
Prior to all of this.
I got it.
And get paid big time for it if you were focused. Instead of focused on being his friend, if you was focused on your profession, doing what you needed to do so you could show yourself to be elite. You passed on that opportunity. So ain't nobody trying to hear from it now just because you mad at what the man said. He was wrong to go at you like that. No doubt.
Another lesson learned.
Yes.
You missed your opportunity.
Broner did take the first shot, though.
Missed your opportunity.
He did. I know he took it too far, but we leave it there. We go to the land. The Cavs win on Friday with Kyrie Irving, and then they win on Sunday without him. So is LeBron and company better off with or without their star point guard? We'll get into that subject next.